A huge moo to the herd and welcome back to our playthrough of Rise of Industry. So, as we left things yesterday, we were in a little bit of trouble. We had gone bankrupt, had to take an emergency loan out, and we've been struck down with some pretty bad events that popped up. It's impacted our ability to produce wine, which is our primary good. We put apple fields down to produce apples so that we can at least get some additional revenue in, with a view that we'll start producing hard cider. So I've started off the research for hard cider, which requires sugar, apples and hard cider itself. Excuse me. So sugarcane fields currently being researched and the hard cider will be next. Now, looking at our finances, we've got 2.8 million. And that's not really going to last us. So, as much as I don't like compounding debt with more debt, I'm going to take out another loan. So if we go to our headquarters and go to loans and then click on take out loan, you'll see that we've got a load of options available. Now, because we've got good influence, if I go back to Chillingham screen, we've got 96.1 influence with Chillingham Town Centre, which helps to lower the interest payments on whatever loan we take out. So as you can see, with Chillingham, our interest will be 5.8%, whereas with everyone else, it would be 25%. We're also going to get $15 million over 120 months at that low interest rate. So if we're going to really kick this game into overdrive and really pay back, we're going to need to take out some additional revenue. So we'll select that, we'll click accept, and that's us. We've now got 17.8 million. So let's carry on where we are. As I said, the sugarcane fields are being researched as we speak. And one of the other things I'm going to add into our research, now we have the money, is brandy. I know we started the brandy last time, but I worked out that we were going to run short of cash very quickly if I tried to do some research on that one. So, excuse me, we'll let the sugarcane field research complete. And once that's done, we will... I'm just seeing if we've actually got the ability to sell sugar. No, we don't. That's fine. We will start thinking, right, what else do we need? So, if I go to my recipe book and go to factories and the brewery and distillery, hard cider. Right, that requires apples and sugar. Brilliant. If that's all we need is apples and sugar, then we'll make some hard cider. So that's our sugar just done. So let's get our plantations in place. Is it a plantation? Is it indeed a plantation? Right, so let's see if we can get these lined up. Unfortunately, they're kind of different shape to these ones, so it's going to mess with my OCD a bit. Unless I put it along here. Ooh, right, so what do we need? Let's put it back into grid view by putting on F8. So I know that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I move that away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I've got this right, and rotate my field. Right, so 1, 2, 3. I haven't researched the additional gatherers for plantations, which is fair enough. Right, so my sugar plantation requires water. I think we're now maxed out. Are we 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, yeah. So we're now maxed out on water. So we're producing 1 unit every 10 days. There's 5 harvesters, so that's 5 units every 10 days. That's 15 units every month. So that's 30 units. And water-wise, we need 2 per field, and there's 5 fields. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40. And sugarcane is again. Right. So we're going to need some more water thingamabobs. So let's get them installed. We'll leave it in grid mode for the time being. Water siphon. And the path along that way. pop that there for the time. Well, actually, we can pop it there. And let's get our siphons in place. 2, 3, 4. Last one. 5. And get the roads all the way around. I'm sure there's a neater way of doing this. At this moment in time, it's all about the money. Right, so that's our next water siphon going. So we should... I mean, I do believe we have a bit of a surplus of water. As you can see, we've got 74 units there. So eventually... Yep, and the water's already been delivered there. So our sugar plantation's running away nicely. So we've currently got 3... Let's take it out of grid mode because it's great for layout, but it just really ruins the graphics of the game. Right, so we've got plenty of wine stored. So they now need 3 every 15 days. Oh, that's interesting. So the demand for wine has gone up. Obviously, as the place has grown, they want more wine. So we've got plenty of wine going in there. There's going to be a risk that will reduce the... as you can see, the price has just gone down because we've overstocked. Not the end of the world, because what we can do is convert one of these distilleries into a hard cider distillery. And what does hard cider require? It just requires apple and sugar. Perfect. Okay. I've had a horrible feeling it required... Oh no, barley whiskey requires barrels. Beer requires barrels. Biofuel, which I don't really think we'll be drinking, requires potatoes. Brandy requires bottles, which we're shipping down. Vodka requires barrels. And yeast just requires sugar and berries. It might be worth investing in berries anyway to get our yeast sorted. Right, so how are we doing for growing? Right, well, growing is 30 days. Just a quick autosave kicking in there. So the minute that hard cider is finished. Alright. We've got apples, that's not a problem. And we've got sugar. Have we got apples? I'm assuming we've got apples, I've been selling them. Right, so what we want to do is actually stop the sale of apples for a while. So if I go to destinations and cancel the sale of apples, because we're going to make more money with the hard cider. And meanwhile, we'll set that to hard cider. How much hard cider do we actually need? Let's look. They want 3 every 15 days. Right, so how much will I produce? I will produce 2 every 35 days. Yeah, we're going to need more, which is fine. I just need my apple dudes to deliver. Apple dudes. I'm going to be more creative in my descriptions. So sugar is on its way out. I want to do some more research on fields and harvesters. So let's up the plantation fields, because that's going to be useful for us. And that will kick in once we've finished our brandy. I wonder if I can move that up. No. What we're going to do, because I need that before I need the brandy. I'll add that one into the end. Again, now we're really up to our eyes in debt, so we want to get as much money in as possible to clear that debt, so we can then start investing in our little empire. Now, everything is in production with the exception of our hard cider, because that's waiting for the sugar, which hopefully is being delivered just now. And so are the apples, and we've got a nice stock of stuff coming in as well. If I check the warehouse... Nope, nothing there at the moment, which is fine, because I've only just started the production of it. Still got far too many grapes though, but until we can get the brandy production running, we'll just have to settle for that. Now, let's try and do some maths in my head. It's not going to be easy. Right, so if they want 3 every 15 days, they want 6 every 30 days. Okay. So, let's fire up my calculator. Right, so it takes 35 days. So it's divide by right. I have no idea. We'll just keep on adding until we've got the right numbers. I will try and dig out the formulas. I was looking at the Discord for the game, and there is a new patch coming out very soon, which allegedly is going to change all of the pricing and things. So we might find that the game changes a little bit in the next couple of days. It's the nature of it being an alpha. You've got to expect things to change. So it'll be interesting to see what the patch actually brings. Right, how is our hard cider production coming? Still haven't produced any yet. We've got 35 days. We've got plenty of stock. Do I want to drop another distillery in? I think we should. Because clearly one's not going to cut it. Boppity-dop-bop. And we want you for hard cider. Great. So you'll get a delivery of stock. And once you're operational. The one thing I haven't actually looked at is what's this going to earn us? Well, 3 every 15 days is going to earn us 86,000. So it's comparable to wine. So it's not too bad. It's not as great as brandy, which is something we do want to work on as soon as possible. But again, it will help bring the revenue in. Oh, let's just close this down a bit. Alright, so we've made $627,000 last month, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, our loan repayments last month was $628 alone. Loan? Which doesn't include building upkeep, vehicle upkeep, and R&D expenses. So we really need to get this fixed. Wait for our plantation fields to finish so we can get more sugar coming in. We've got a surplus of sugar. We do. So we don't want to go overboard, but brandy's going to be king. Okay. We're producing our cider. Have we produced any at all? Nope. Again, we'll get a nice stock of hard cider in here and then we'll start shipping it to Chillingham. Try and break even. Right. Got plenty of water here. Plenty of water in our warehouse. And plenty of grapes. And our first 2 units of hard cider. Obviously we need 3, so we're going to need 6, maybe 12 units to give us 2 months worth of supply. Right, that's our plantation fields increase. So if we just go to plantation, go to the overview tab, click add field, we can add our final 2 fields. Why doesn't that line up? Oh, because I've got them around the wrong way, that's why. Dopey hoofy. Perfect. Right. So that's our sugar input coming in. Go back to our liquor store. What's beer? 333,000. So beer, which requires wooden barrels, hops, and yeast. So that's a lot of growing. Vodka requires potato, yeast, and wooden barrels. Yeah, not ideal. Barley whiskey requires wheat, wooden barrels, and yeast. And yeast requires sugar and berries. So there's a heck of a lot of growing to be done here. Earthquake? Oh, that's not good. Oh no, my coal mine's down at minus 75% production, and glasswork and smelter production is at -25. See, one bad thing after another. Fortunately, pretty much maxed out everything, so... Although sand seems to be... low. Oh no, it's just ticking over as to what's required. I'm just being a bit slow this morning. Okay, great. So you're producing bottles and you're shipping those bottles to hopefully the warehouse down here. Hello, Mr. Warehouse. Yeah, we've got plenty of bottles there. So the minute brandy's finished, boy, are we going to be in a good place. It's going to cost 5.18 million. We've got enough, so let's drop it up to 2.5 million. It's going to drain our reserves a little bit, but again, as I said before, brandy will help us, I hope. How are we doing with our hard cider? Still in 2 units. Not as fast as I want it, but let's speed the game up a little. Whee! They want glass. Deliver 20 to Chillingham. Decline. If I had the glass down here, that'd be fine, but it's all sitting up at the Bodmin Planning Centre, so it's not really going to work for us. Alright, are we in a position to start doing... Well, we've got 6 units, so that's 2 months. What we'll do is we'll wait for our brandy to finish its research. And plus I'm not spending any cash at the moment, which is a good thing, because it just drains reserves even faster. Right. Are we supplying enough wine? Just. Something to do. Right, brandy is researched, so we'll slow the game a little. A lot. We've got 10, so I'm going to set up a new destination. Choose my destination. It's a tier 2 product. That's beer. I want hard cider. Is that tier 2 or tier 1? I think it's tier 1 actually. It is indeed hard cider. Choose my destination, which is going to be commercial, Chillingham liquor store, and let them go and deliver that lovely cider. Deliver 17 grapes to Worstead. Right, where is Worstead? How long have I got? June 18th, year 7. Might be doable. Depends how far away Worstead is. It's there. That's a fair distance. Shall I risk it? It'll lose me 135,000 and minus 21 influence. What have we got to lose? Right. Choose destination. Contracts, Worstead, off you go. Let's see how they get on. I'm going to increase my trucks per day. I'm not sure what this actually does, but it might be enough to just save my skin a little. We'll let the trucks make their way to Worstead, deliver all these excess of grapes I've got. Meanwhile, we'll check on Chillingham. And we've got plenty of hard cider being delivered. So that coupled with the wine that isn't being delivered. Why is wine taking so long? So we are going to have to think about increasing our wine production to then increase our brandy production. Or do we just give up on the wine production and have it converted into brandy? I think I'm gonna try it for a little bit. So we've cancelled the delivery of wine to Chillingham. We'll have to make up our shortfall using hard cider. I'm gonna drop a couple of distilleries in place, and the plan will be to start producing, if this lines up, is that about lined? Yep. And swing you around. We're going to set you to brandy, and set you to brandy. And what will happen now is all the wine will be delivered here when it's produced, and then it will be converted to brandy, and then we can sell that. So I think that's a good point to stop this video. We have set up our hard cider production to replace our wine. We've finally got our brandy delivery in place. We've got a sugar plantation ready. So I know we've had to take out an additional loan, but I'm feeling quite positive. So that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you dislike this video, feel free to dislike it. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to see me do, anything I've missed, or anything at all, please feel free to leave a comment in the comments box. And if you want to get notified when new videos are released, please feel free to subscribe. As I said, I do tend to release these on a regular basis. And with the 6.2 patch coming out, it'll be good to see how things change. Aside from that, I hope you have a very good day, and I look forward to you watching my videos again in the future.